Hey, what is going on you guys? It's Epic here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at one of the new legendaries added in with the Mayhem 2.0 update for Borderlands 3, which is free, and it is called the Multitap, and it is an Atlas pistol. Now, in order to obtain the Multitap, you are going to have to be on Mayhem 6 or higher, and you will need to farm Katagawa Ball in Skyworld 27 on Promethea. However, do remember that this weapon is available as a world drop. I got mine dropped to me while I was doing an ultraviolet run. So the special effect for the multi-tap is that when you tag an area with a tracker grenade, your projectiles will obviously home in on up to 5 tagged enemies for 15 seconds. However, what makes the multi-tap special is that when you reload, you will fire cryo homing rockets at any of them tagged enemies. Now, I've seen people say that you can only shoot a rocket at one of the enemies or two of the enemies, and that is not true. You can fire a rocket at any of those tagged enemies. Also, before we go any further, I am using a 10% damage boost from the Borderlands science machine, as well as EpicNNG for another 25% bonus gun damage. You can see the rest of my modifiers on screen there, and of course, yes, we're in Mayhem 10. Now, the reason why I no longer test weapons with vanilla stats and, you know, no good anointments or even any good kind of weapon buffs is because when you guys get the gun and go in game, I guarantee you are not going to either. So I think it's best to just show you guys how this weapon is going to perform when you get a really good one, and as you can see, it just absolutely melts everything. And again, the reason why I wanted to show this weapon off is because all I keep seeing is people saying that this weapon is bad, and no, this weapon is not bad by any means. I just beat the takedown with it and it's insane. Especially if you're using Sentinel Cryo, then you're basically always going to be dealing cryo with this weapon because the reload's still cryo, and oh my god, you can just see like this, the weapon is just insane. So I'm really happy that the weapon turned out like this, to be honest, because if you guys are already familiar with Borderlands 3, then you'll know that Atlas pistols have sucked and sucked and sucked and sucked, and I genuinely can't even think of a good Atlas pistol off the top of my head. So yeah, all in all, I really am happy with this weapon, and it is going to be in my build, I think, because this weapon performs like an absolute champ. Now, you know me, I keep it transparent with you guys. I don't lie, you know, I don't feed you any BS, so I'm going to tell you where this weapon struggles. If you take this weapon into Slaughter Shaft, you're probably not going to have a good time for the sheer amount of explosive spam. It's going to be really hard to focus on tracking your enemies, and I also found that when you're in big groups of badass enemies, it's just really hard to be shredding them because of their health bars being just so beefy. And speaking of beefy health bars, I also think that bossing with this weapon really is not a good idea. I mean, you can definitely do it. I just personally think myself that it doesn't work too well. But just for the sake of the video, I guess we'll go to Traun and see how this weapon performs up against him. Okay, you guys, so we made it to Traun, and one thing I also want to say before we jump down here is that I definitely do not think this gun has good ammo management. It definitely eats through ammo a lot, but let's see how this weapon fares up against Traun. So I'm going to hit him with that tracker and then do some shots off at him, and yeah, I mean, it's not really doing that well. Now again, we are on Mayhem 10, and Traun does kind of have a finicky hitbox, so I wasn't expecting this to absolutely shred him, and I mean, I guess it isn't doing terrible, but it's definitely not doing great. But I think if you had a 300% damage anoint and then you were able to just shred through his shield, I think his health bar would get melted as well. I actually think we'll test that out now as well, so let me just quickly melt down his shield and then we'll see how it does against his health bar. Okay, so let's give him one shot of the yellow cake, and that should... Nope, he's immune to it. Okay, so now that he has no shield, now let's try this again. So I'm going to attack him and we'll see how much health damage it does to him, and yeah, not bad, but it's basically the same. You have to remember that he is going to resist cryo, so I'm basically just hitting him with normal bullets right now, which is more likely what you guys are going to hit him with as well. But yeah, it does look like we are about to take him down right here, and yeah, there we go. So that was how it performs against the boss. Like I said, probably not the best. I'm loving those drops though. They fixed the drops. I'm super excited to see what I got. But yeah, as you guys saw right there, this weapon definitely doesn't perform all too well when it comes to bossing, but for mobbing, this thing just shreds pretty much anything you put in front of it, and for that, it gets my respect. If you guys tried this weapon out yourselves, reach out to me on Twitter at EpicNNG to let me know what you thought of it, or leave a comment on the video. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching, thank you for your support as always, I hope you're keeping safe, and have a nice day.